All right, so we're backstage right now with Eden. What's up, man?
Nothing much, man. How are you?
Good, good. You just wrapped up your set here at the Bacardi stage at GovBall, and
Yeah.
I was really excited to see your set today, and it was straight vibes.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it was pretty good. It was really fun. I've never played. I think honestly, this might have been the biggest crowd I've ever played to, which is really cool.
Really?
Yeah.
And is this your first time here in New York?
No, I've played here before. I played Webster Hall actually twice now.
Twice.
Played the small room, and then the next time I played the big one, and then
I think you played there last night as well.
oh yeah, actually 3 times.
3 times, yo.
I mean, actually, that's been a weird one too. Is I just played 2 shows in 14 hours.
Yeah, that's what your manager Sunday was telling me. I was like, yo, 14 hours, 2 shows.
That's a first for me, honestly. I know
Yeah.
people do that all the time. You hear of like these bands or DJs doing like 4 shows in a weekend, and you're like, that's crazy, right?
You're like, I
Yeah.
need sleep between those hours. So for those that don't know you, one, you're from Ireland, right? Dublin?
Yeah, correct.
How is the music scene out there? Do you feel...
You know what? It was really weird because I kind of the whole way that I guess came up through the music industry was completely online. So like through SoundCloud or Spotify, that's how people found my music. So I wasn't
That's
really.
how I found it, to be honest. Yeah.
I mean, it's the new way, right? But coming up when I was starting making music, I wasn't like gigging around like Ireland and shit. I was just literally putting music online. But having said that, some of my best friends from school who I was just playing music with in bands before I made this a project just by myself, like they're starting to do really cool things. So Ireland is definitely like a hotspot for like cool.
It's on the come up.
Yeah, it's cool music. They've got people like Bonsai and it who are like doing really cool things, and it's weird because it doesn't really get a whole lot of heat at home. Mm-hmm. It's only once it's like grown into like a UK thing, or for me, I was like. The US has always been a big supporter of my music for some reason.
So once it starts going like abroad,
yeah, and then people back home are
like,
like,
oh, so this is the homie that lives down the
yeah.
street. He's making hits now.
Yeah, although the hip hop scene is starting to get a nice like scene.
Okay.
Where like people are recognizing each other, because before it's just like I thought I was the only one doing any sort of electronic music there.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And for those that haven't listened to you or like that you want to describe your music to, how would you describe it? I find it to be like the vocals are very rock. I love it. And then it's also very vibey, like XX as well.
Yeah.
So it's like you get the best of both worlds, and it's like the perfect music to like if you're going on a car ride or a road trip, you just vibe out to.
Yeah, I get you. I mean, to explain it, it's basically I just make music on my computer. It used to be at home, but now I have thankfully have the luxury to use studios and stuff, and then I just sing over it. So I would always just say it's pop music because it's like I just sing, but it's not really accurate because some songs, as you said, have a rock vibe. Some songs are a bit more like electronic or whatever, and I don't know, I just try and have a good time, and then people are apparently into it, so it's good, you know.
And it bounces around because, like, for example, the XO song is like you get one vibe, then the rock and roll song you get the electric guitar that comes in out of nowhere, and it just surprises you. I
think that was also just because growing up I listened to so many different types of music, so there was a part of my life where all I listened to was rock music, and I thought anything else was like not good and like really cheesy and whatever, and then I got really into like electronic music. And then I thought, oh, things that aren't electronic music are kind of not good. And now I kind of just still listen to everything. So that's kind of how it bounces around, you know? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And is it true that you grew up playing the violin?
Yeah, that was the first instrument I learned was the violin, which I guess helped because then I kind of borrowed my auntie's and uncle's guitar and kept it for way too long.
And do you still have it? Or did
no,
you
I gave it back
okay.
eventually. But yeah, I guess it's a similar thing. It's like a stringing instrument, so it helped me learn guitar by myself, and then from there I just started learning other things, and eventually I learned how to make music on a computer.
Do you find more joy playing the instrument and start like making the song, or do you go straight to the computer and see like, all right, let me see how this works?
It depends, honestly. There's some songs where I will play it on the instrument, like a guitar or piano, and that's how I write the song. And other songs, I'm just like making a beat or making just something I think sounds really cool. It could be like an orchestra or something on the computer, and then I start writing it that way from the computer. So like, for example, EXO, like you said, was a song I just played on acoustic guitar for a while, and then I was like, yeah, I think this is ready to record. And then versus something like Drugs or something, which was a beat I made, and I was like, this is dope, and then I wrote over the beat, you know.
Now, what do you find more hard, the lyric writing or putting the music and production together?
Honestly, it's a weird one because sometimes it's both.
Really?
Because I really, especially now, this year I've been trying to just make music just completely with the vibe. So just like, it feels right, so I'm gonna do this. It doesn't matter if it's weird or no one's done that before. So like, if this bit's not gonna have, it feels like it shouldn't have singing, I'm just not gonna put singing over it. But then you get to points where it's like, this feels like it should have a music bit, but it's not working right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's hard to get it to work. Or it's in a similar way, like I have this line in like the middle of the song or whatever that I sing, and I'm like, that line isn't right. And then it's like, how can I tweak this to get it to work? That's where it gets difficult, when it's like the fine kind of like details of the song,
just to make it flow.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about conveying the vibe throughout the song.
So you focus on the vibe as well. It's all like pieces put together. So
yeah, because it's weird. Because honestly, when I'm writing music, it's not like I feel like I'm writing stuff. I don't feel like I've created something. I feel more like I'm digging something up. Like I'm finding like
you're expressing.
Yeah, it's like it's already there, and I'm like digging up like a dinosaur bones or something, and I can't wait to have this dinosaur up in a museum.
Okay.
But it's already in the ground, you know. It's there already. It's not. I didn't build it from scratch. I'm just finding it, which is weird because I know other people feel differently, but that's just me. You know?
I mean, everyone has their own way of making it as well.
Yeah, for sure.
And are your lyrics? Do you find them to do from your personal point of view, or do you find it like making it a story? Or
it's usually from my personal point of view. I mean, I've done story songs and stuff as well, but it's just the main thing for me though is that it's not like someone annoyed me on Monday and on Tuesday I wrote like an angry song.
It's like some people make Yelp reviews and some people make songs.
Yeah, no, it's not like that at all. It's like if someone's annoying me, I'm kind of really bad at figuring out how I feel about things. Definitely. So then maybe 6 months later, I just start making music and I kind of don't really get it, but it's not just about this one time that like this guy annoyed me, you know?
Yeah,
it's
for
like
sure.
it's like this guy annoyed me and it makes me feel a way, and then it like reminds me of all the times I feel that way. Okay. So it, like the music is definitely based off the vibe, you know? Cool. It's like I get this feeling of like, oh, this just happened to me and now I feel a way, and like every time I felt that way in the past just like is what helps me create the song.
So it blends it all together.
So it's like the song is not about like one event that happened. It's about like I kind of connect a bunch of shit in my life.
Gotcha.
But it's always quite personal, at least so far. Maybe I'll change it in the future. I don't know.
All right. And your project, I think you're thinking of Too Much of Me.
Yeah.
Is that your first official project that wasn't on SoundCloud, or?
Yeah, that's the first thing I ever put up for sale. So that EP was like a step forward for me because
and that was recently, November, I think?
No, it was last August.
Last August,
yeah.
right.
So almost a year now, which is kind of weird for me to say.
And have you been working on new stuff?
Yeah.
Getting ready?
Yeah, on the low though.
On the low.
So been trying. Yeah, I've been making some really cool things, I think. But I don't like talking about things before it's ready, or like.
You make sure it's good to go,
exactly.
And then you're like, this is what I've been doing.
I don't want to put out a song and then all the other songs I'm working at don't work, and then I can't do something else.
Gotcha.
So I wanna make sure everything's locked in, you know.
Cool.
I'm trying to make something really cool.
So I want to get to know more about you a little. How would you describe growing up in Ireland, like as opposed to like what you've seen here in the U.S.?
For one thing, the schools are not usually, but a lot of the schools, at least in Dublin where I grew up, are like separated. So you got like a guys' school and you got a girls' school. Because all the schools, the school system is basically run by the church in Ireland, kind of for better or for worse, but kind of for worse. So that was one thing. I mean, I guess music-wise, it was cool because I had like a lot of. The school I went to had a lot of like emphasis on music, so there's like choirs and orchestras, and my parents just put me in just pick an instrument, and I was like that one.
Okay.
And then they put me in lessons, and you know that was a big part of it, you know.
Who influenced you musically and still today? Like
today? I got to run through like
give me top three.
Top three.
All right.
It's weird though, because I like would listen to this type of music and then not listen to it like 5 years later.
Okay.
But top three's got to be.
Or like someone right now.
Someone right now is
digging.
Like that new Bon Iver album is amazing.
Bon Iver is amazing, man.
New Frank Ocean stuff is really dope. Kendrick Lamar is always killing it. But then 10 years ago, I'd be listening to like, I don't know, like Guns N' Roses and like The Who and stuff. And then 5 years before that, it would be like
Are you a
I don't know,
Beatles
like
guy?
Eminem and stuff. Yeah, I love the Beatles.
Eminem.
Yeah.
Eminem is a classic.
So like, but like people like Michael Jackson and Freddie Mercury, like when I was growing up, I would sing their songs nonstop. You know, I would literally just put in. It was, I think it was before the iPod came to Ireland, so I had like this fake version of the iPod, and I was just playing like
probably like 512 megabytes or something.
Yeah, tiny thing, but it was like a brick as well. You could have hurt someone with that thing.
It was a weapon. Like you had to check it in the airport and everything separately.
Yeah, but yeah, I would just put on some Queen or Michael Jackson and just like sit in my garden and sing, or Black Eyed Peas too. When I was growing up, I loved Black Eyed Peas.
Black Eyed Peas are a classic too as well. And you mentioned Michael Jackson. You always do a Billie Jean
a cover, a
rendition cover. It's like your own sound. So
yeah,
it definitely, like, if you walk by, you're like, is that Billie Jean? But it's your sound, so it's so distinct. Which is great because it's unique.
Yeah, I mean that song for me was just a song that I've loved since I was so small. I just sing it all the time. Like, you know, I would be the type of person just when I'm at home by myself, I'll just play piano and just sing because I like doing it. You know. And Billie Jean was just a song I'd always cover when I was at home doing that. So it just made sense for me to make a full like studio version.
Gotcha. And what do you do for fun? Like aside from make music, like when you have like, yo, you're free today, you don't have anything. I think you have an off day on Tuesday. Something was
yeah.
So like, what do you want to do on the Tuesday? Like, or
well,
what's a perfect day? Let's put it that way. What's a perfect day for you?
Perfect day is when I make a song that I love. But aside from the music thing, I mean, I love cinema. I love movies. Food as well. Always eating too much food. What else? Honestly, I love taking photos, and I've gotten really into like film photography and stuff, and making videos. But I mean, I'm down to just like hang out. Like I just, especially when I'm on tour, like the more I can just like be with people and chill out is like great.
So you're not more of a party going hard, and you're just more chill.
Yeah.
Or you
I mean, before balanced, yeah, because before I was on tour and I was just living. Not moving around and shit, I would be like, yeah, let's go out. Still not really like not an everyday type. You know, there's those people who are like every day we're like partying and shit. Maybe like once a week or less. It depends on how I'm feeling.
Cool.
But yeah, especially when I'm on tour, I'm down to just chill. We'll get some good food, watch a movie, or go somewhere cool and just be with good people. You know.
Yeah. So I was checking up on your Twitter, and you said how one of your friends is like just joined NASA. And
that's crazy for me.
You told people follow your dreams because anything is possible, and that's NASA. Like that's really dope.
Yeah, that was the weirdest thing for me was when I was growing up, I actually wanted to be an astronaut.
Okay, that's so cool.
And for some reason, so I went to school.
Your friend beat you to it. Your friend.
Yeah, so I went to university and I was studying science and like physics and maths and I dropped out because I was like, I love music too much. I can't do this anymore. And then the music thing took off, thankfully, but. I wanted to be my friend right now.
Yeah,
so he's like.
So you jealous a little?
I'm not jealous. I was so excited for him. He's awesome. One of my best friends from growing up, and like that is just blew my mind.
That's crazy.
You know?
Well, congrats. What's his name? Congrats.
His name's Ian. So shout out Ian. If for some reason you're listening to this, I love you, man, and congratulations.
Now you got to get him to fly you out to the moon with him or something.
Exactly.
And then perform up there.
I'm using him for the plug for when they start when they start sending people to space for no reason. I'm gonna be one of those people.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So you got first dibs, first class.
Yeah, first dibs,
next to you. Yo, my boy's the pilot. Yo, let me through.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Another tweet you also had was that you said there's so many aspects in the world that are so effed up right now that you were very real about it. Like, what right now to you do you find very important? Like,
I mean, obviously everybody focuses on what so obviously I'm not sure when you're going to air this, but what just happened was there was another attack in London.
Yes.
Obviously there was that attack in Manchester for the Ariana Grande concert, but there's like mad happening in like Indonesia. In Africa, there's famines in the Philippines, and like I think there was a bombing that killed 80 people or injured 80 people in Kabul, and it's just obviously this is like there's no major wars going on right now.
No, of course.
So it's like kind of the most peaceful time the world has ever seen, but I mean we're just hurting each other so much, and it's just. And even there was personal things that were going on as well, and I was like, all of this is just so extra. I don't need this in my life. Everyone else doesn't need this in our life. And we're like destroying like the whole Paris Accord thing with Donald Trump leaving that. It's just like
that was the big one for me.
I mean, I feel so strongly for this world.
And there's only two other countries, which is like Syria and Nicaragua, that haven't signed it or whatever.
Yeah,
now
exactly.
It's us, and I'm like,
Syria doesn't exist right now because it's in a civil war, and it's Donald Trump. What honestly gives me so much, I guess, hope for people is like when stuff like what happens in London happened, or what happened, or when Donald Trump pulls out, is you see the reaction of real people
caring,
and they're like, no, I'm not standing for this. And you see people like just so much civil action about this stuff, which is honestly makes me feel so much better. That
makes you know that people care in the world.
Because it's worrying. You know, you hit milestones, like apparently the ice in the Antarctic is approaching a point where it's just going to melt no matter what, and like we need to do stuff about it now. And I'm happy that people are
and the fact that you use that platform too to like voice your opinion, tell people about it. That's a great thing.
Yeah, I'm hesitant because like obviously political things are very hit and miss. You know, everyone has their own opinions, but when it comes to like the environment stuff, I definitely want to start using that platform more, because you know it's something that affects all of us, and not just all of us, but like my kids or my grandkids if I have kids.
Man,
you know,
for sure.
I don't want to be the reason that they are struggling in a world that's just like falling apart around them. You know, I'm trying to make this place a little bit better.
Definitely, that's awesome, man. Lastly, I'm just gonna throw some rapid, random questions at you.
All right, hit me.
And I want to see where you're at with it. So you said you love film too, right?
Yeah.
In movies. So if you could put yourself, like, they say, hey, Eden, we're gonna put you in this movie or this film or this show.
Acting or like really, if
not acting, like you're gonna be your life
movie.
is gonna be in it. Yeah. What movie or show would that be?
Arrival.
Arrival, really?
Yeah, I saw that movie like 3 times.
Really? So you're like, you want to be part of that?
Yeah, imagine being able to like speak that language and see through time and stuff.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That's some power stuff right there. So if you had to save the world and you couldn't pick a superhero, just any cartoon character, who would it be?
Cartoon character?
Yeah.
Whoa. Damn, I have no idea. God.
Or just any actor or something like that.
Oh, like any character?
It can't be a superhero, yeah.
Okay, so it's not like I'm running around like with like laser eyes.
No. You gotta save the world, and you gotta bring this guy with you or person.
I have no Daffy Duck. That would be funny shit.
Okay, Eden and Daffy Duck running around.
Yeah.
Next one. Let's go. Do you have any life hacks? Anything like that you found?
Life hacks?
Yeah.
Drink more water. Always drink more water.
Drink more water.
Yeah.
Okay. And lastly, do you have any unanswered questions that you're always like, I wonder how this works or that?
Let me see if there was someone real recently.
Like someone yesterday was like, I wonder how many lampposts there are in the world. I'm like, that's random, but it's a good question.
Unanswered questions.
Someone else said, when will the best song ever be written? Or has it already been written?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's those like questions that you're like...
yeah, actually, unanswered question is like, am I gonna run out of things to say? That's something I think about a lot, you know, because like the songs are there for me to like say something, you know. Yeah. So is it at one point am I gonna be like, I'm done. I don't need to do this anymore.
Mic drop. I'm out, guys. I'm sorry.
I've been thinking about that. It could be something that happens. Who knows? But hopefully not.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you for taking the time, and for those people, where could they find you on social media and all that stuff?
All my handles are like I am Eden in one word. So you find me on Twitter, SoundCloud, Facebook. Type that in and it'll come up. And yeah.
Dope. All right, man. I appreciate you. Have fun. You got a couple festivals coming up. I know Bonnaroo, Firefly.
Yeah.
You getting work, so get that work in this summer.
Thanks, man.
And then I guess we'll see you on the moon soon.
Hopefully, if all goes to plan. Yeah.
Give me a year. All right.